The all-seeing eye, an ancient symbol, both revered and feared. It has pierced through the veil of time, appearing in civilizations from Egypt to Europe, from secret societies to sacred texts. But what if I told you that this symbol is far more than a mere eye staring into the unknown? What if it carries within it the keys to unlocking deeper layers of our own consciousness, to seeing the unseen, and to understanding the forces that shape our world? For centuries, the all-seeing eye has been a mark of mystery. Hidden in plain sight, it adorns the Great Seal of the United States, etched on the pyramids of ancient Egypt, and whispered in the teachings of mystical schools. But its true meaning, its hidden power, remains elusive to the majority of those who encounter it. It's not just a symbol of surveillance or control, as many have come to believe. It's a doorway to something far greater. In this exploration, we will dive into the very core of the all-seeing eye, uncovering its roots in forgotten wisdom, its journey through the ages, and the profound significance it holds for us today. We will peel back the layers of mythology, philosophy, and spirituality, revealing how this symbol connects to higher realms of existence, the divine, and the unseen forces that govern the universe. What if the all-seeing eye is not a symbol of domination or surveillance, but an invitation to awaken to a deeper, more enlightened reality? A reality where vision is not limited to the physical world, but extends beyond time, beyond space, beyond what we know as the limits of human perception? Stay with me as we uncover the truth behind the eye that sees all. The answers may just transform the way you perceive the world, and yourself, forever. To understand the true power of the all-seeing eye, we must first journey back in time, into the depths of ancient civilizations, where this symbol was revered, misunderstood, and often veiled in secrecy. Its origins stretch far beyond what modern history books would have us believe, weaving through the esoteric traditions of the Egyptians, the Sumerians, the Greeks, and even hidden pockets of thought in the Christian and Kabbalistic traditions. In ancient Egypt, the symbol of the Eye of Horus became one of the most potent images associated with protection, royal power, and divine sight. Horus, the falcon-headed god, was not only a warrior but a god of vision, his eye, a symbol of cosmic awareness. According to Egyptian mythology, Horus lost his left eye in a battle with his uncle Set, a god of chaos and disorder. The eye was later healed by Thoth, the god of wisdom, making it a symbol of both the journey of restoration and the all-seeing, divine perception that transcends the physical world. The Eye of Horus represented a spiritual sight that could pierce through illusion, revealing the true nature of reality. But the all-seeing eye didn't remain confined to Egypt. It spread across cultures, taking on different forms and meanings. In the mysticism of the ancient Greeks, the concept of divine vision was embodied in figures such as Apollo, the god of light, prophecy, and truth. The Greeks believed that through divine insight, one could access the knowledge of the cosmos, seeing through the veils of fate and time. This vision was not merely physical sight, but a spiritual clarity, a penetrating awareness that could unveil hidden truths. In the Western world, the all-seeing eye came to embody the concept of the third eye, a symbol that reached its fullest expression in the ancient Vedic traditions of India. This third eye was said to sit at the forehead, in alignment with the pineal gland, the seat of higher consciousness. The third eye, much like the all-seeing eye, represented an awakening, a perception that transcended the material world and tapped into the spiritual realm, offering the vision of universal truths. The journey of the all-seeing eye through time, however, was not one of constant reverence. In fact, much of the wisdom surrounding it was deliberately hidden. For centuries, secret societies such as the Freemasons and the Illuminati adopted the symbol, adding layers of secrecy, mysticism, and power. The eye, once a symbol of spiritual enlightenment, became a marker of hidden knowledge, known only to those initiated into the mysteries of the universe. These groups understood the eye to be a symbol of wisdom and vision that could transcend the material realm, but they also used it to convey their perceived dominance over the forces that shape the world. Yet, despite its wide-reaching influence and layered interpretations, the all-seeing eye has often been misunderstood. For many, it has become synonymous with surveillance, control, or the shadowy hand of secret power. This misconception has obscured its deeper, more profound significance, one that reaches far beyond the physical world, into the realms of consciousness, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. As we step further into this journey, we'll uncover how the all-seeing eye represents more than just a mark of omniscience or power. It is an invitation to awaken to a higher state of perception, to see beyond the illusions of the world, and to tap into a consciousness that connects us to the divine fabric of the universe itself. The all-seeing eye is not merely a symbol of surveillance or divine observation. It is a profound representation of higher consciousness, an invitation to awaken to a level of awareness beyond the physical senses. To truly understand its power, we must step away from the material view of the eye as just a passive observer and instead see it as an active force, one that has the ability to pierce through the veils of illusion and reveal hidden truths. At its core, the all-seeing eye is a symbol of divine perception, transcending the limitations of human sight. In ancient times, the eye represented the idea of seeing into the unseen, a form of vision that could pierce through both physical and metaphysical realms. This was not limited to mere observation, but extended to deeper knowledge, knowing the essence of things, understanding the forces that govern life and death, love and destruction, creation and decay. In mystical traditions, this higher vision is often linked to the idea of inner awakening. The all-seeing eye speaks to the potential within every human being to tap into a deeper consciousness, one that goes beyond what is visible and tangible. Imagine a sight that can perceive the threads of energy connecting all things, seeing not just what is, but what could be. This vision connects us to a timeless, universal truth, a vision beyond the confines of linear time, a view into eternity. To make this clearer, let's use a metaphor. Think of the all-seeing eye as the lens of a camera, but instead of capturing fleeting images, it captures the very essence of existence. Where normal eyes see only what is in front of them, the eye of the spirit sees the interplay of energy, light, and form that underlies all reality. It is like being able to see the invisible web that holds the universe together, the forces that bind us all, from the stars in the sky to the heartbeat of the earth beneath our feet. This concept of seeing beyond the material world isn't limited to ancient wisdom, it is echoed in modern philosophy as well. The philosopher Plato, in his allegory of the cave, described prisoners chained to the wall of a cave, seeing only shadows cast by objects behind them. These prisoners believed the shadows were all that existed, until one of them broke free and saw the true light of the outside world. This moment of awakening is analogous to the opening of the all-seeing eye. It's a shift from living in the shadows of illusion to living in the full light of truth and awareness. Similarly, many esoteric traditions believe that the all-seeing eye is also a metaphor for self-awareness, seeing the depths of one's own soul, uncovering hidden desires, fears, and potentials. This awareness is the key to spiritual growth. The eye, then, becomes a symbol not only of the ability to perceive beyond the veil of the physical world but also of the inner journey of self-discovery, the process of seeing and understanding the soul's deepest truths. But what happens when we awaken this vision? When we cultivate this higher perception, the answer is both wondrous and daunting. We begin to see reality as it truly is, unfiltered by ego, illusion, or limitation. We become aware of the interconnectedness of all things and understand that nothing is as separate as it appears. The all-seeing eye shows us that every thought, action, and vibration sends ripples across the universe. It reveals that we are part of something far larger, and every choice we make has consequences that extend beyond the material world. However, this awakened vision is not without its challenges. In fact, once the eye opens, we can be overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of what we begin to see. We may face uncomfortable truths about ourselves, about others, and about the world around us. This is where many fall short. They seek the awakening without preparing for the responsibility it brings. Just as the myth of the third eye warns of the dangers of premature enlightenment, so too does the all-seeing eye carry a heavy burden. The truth, once fully seen, cannot be unseen. So, the question remains, are we ready for this kind of vision? The all-seeing eye promises illumination, but only if we are prepared to accept the totality of what it reveals. It calls us to be brave enough to look beyond the illusion, to see what others cannot see, and to understand the interconnectedness of all life. As we move deeper into our exploration, we will unravel the paradoxes of this symbol, the ways in which it both illuminates and challenges, guides and overwhelms. The all-seeing eye is not just a symbol of enlightenment, but of the responsibility that comes with seeing beyond the veil. Now that we've explored the surface meaning of the all-seeing eye, let's dive deeper into the layers of mystery that make this symbol so captivating, yet so misunderstood. Beneath its outward simplicity lies a wealth of paradoxes and hidden truths that have perplexed scholars, mystics, and seekers for millennia. To truly understand the all-seeing eye, we must confront these contradictions and uncover the deeper layers that shape its true meaning. First, let us address a common misconception, the idea that the all-seeing eye is a symbol of control or surveillance. This perception has been amplified in modern times, particularly with its use on the Great Seal of the United States and its association with secret societies like the Freemasons. In this view, the eye is often seen as a watchful force that observes and judges, perhaps representing an omnipotent power that dominates or controls. But this interpretation misses the point entirely. The eye, in its truest form, is not a passive observer, but an active force that calls us to awaken, to expand our perception, to transcend the limitations of the material world, and to seek wisdom and understanding. The all-seeing eye is not the eye of a tyrant, but the eye of the divine. It is not the eye that watches over you in judgment, but the eye that watches over all of creation with love and truth. It invites us to expand our awareness, to see beyond the veil of illusion, and to recognize the deeper spiritual forces that govern the universe. The watchfulness it embodies is not one of oppression, but of enlightenment, a reminder that we are not alone, that there is a higher presence guiding us, and that we have the potential to tap into a greater understanding of reality. As we look deeper into the eye's meaning, we encounter the paradox of seeing and not seeing. In many mystical traditions, the all-seeing eye represents the power of perception beyond the physical realm, seeing the unseen, understanding the unknown. But here's the catch: in order to truly see, we must first learn how to not see. This is the paradox of spiritual awakening. The more we open ourselves to higher perception, the more we realize how much we still do not know. We begin to see the limits of our knowledge and understanding, and yet, in that very realization, we also expand our capacity to see. The process of awakening the all-seeing eye is not one of accumulating facts or acquiring knowledge. It is about shedding the illusions that cloud our vision and allowing ourselves to become open to the vast, infinite mystery of existence. This paradox is also reflected in the symbol itself. Often depicted as an eye within a pyramid or triangle, the all-seeing eye represents the unity of opposites, the material and the spiritual, the finite and the infinite, the known and the unknown. The pyramid, with its solid base and pointed peak, symbolizes the journey from the physical world to higher realms of understanding. The eye, sitting atop the pyramid, represents the point of awakening, the moment when we rise above the material and see the greater truths that govern all things. The triangle, representing the union of body, mind, and spirit, is the gateway through which we transcend the limitations of the earthly realm and reach higher states of consciousness. It is this union of opposites that makes the all-seeing eye so powerful. It is not just about seeing, but about understanding the interconnectedness of all things. When we open our third eye or awaken to the all-seeing eye, we begin to perceive the world not as separate, isolated fragments, but as an intricate web of energy and consciousness. Every thought, action, and vibration is part of this web, and through the eye, we begin to see how everything is interconnected. This vision is both humbling and empowering. It shows us that we are part of a greater whole, and yet we are also the creators of our own reality. Another layer of the all-seeing eye is its connection to divine wisdom and inner knowing. The eye is often associated with the higher faculties of the mind, the intuitive, the spiritual, and the subconscious. In many traditions, it is believed that the all-seeing eye is not just an external symbol, but an inner faculty that exists within each of us. It represents our ability to access hidden knowledge, to tap into a deep well of wisdom that transcends the limitations of the ego and the intellect. This wisdom is not learned from books or external sources, but is accessed through inner contemplation, meditation, and spiritual practices that awaken our consciousness to higher realms of understanding. Finally, we must acknowledge the role of the all-seeing eye in the context of spiritual enlightenment. The eye is not just about seeing or knowing, it is about transcending the illusions of the ego, the self, and the material world. It is about awakening to the realization that the I is not separate from the world, but is interconnected with all that exists. This is the great secret of the all-seeing eye. It is not just about perceiving the world as it is, but about realizing the unity of all things, and recognizing the divine spark that resides within every living being. Through this realization, we come to understand that the true I is not external, but internal, the eye of the soul, the eye of the spirit, the eye that sees beyond duality and into the heart of the universe. Now that we've explored the profound depths of the all-seeing eye, it's time to bring its wisdom into our everyday lives. While this symbol carries ancient and mystical connotations, its true power lies not just in its historical or philosophical significance, but in its ability to transform our consciousness and our reality. Awakening the all-seeing eye is not merely an intellectual pursuit, it is a spiritual practice, one that requires intentional effort, patience, and openness to the mysteries that surround us. So, how can you awaken the all-seeing eye within yourself? How can you tap into that deeper vision and begin to see beyond the surface of things, into the heart of reality? Let's explore some practical techniques, exercises, and rituals that can help you cultivate this higher perception in your own life. One of the most direct ways to begin awakening the all-seeing eye is through meditation. This ancient practice allows you to quiet the mind and connect with your inner self, facilitating access to a deeper level of consciousness. To begin, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably, with your spine straight and your body relaxed. Close your eyes and focus on your breath, allowing each inhale and exhale to bring you into the present moment. As you sink deeper into stillness, imagine a small, radiant light at the center of your forehead, where your third eye is located. This area is known as the seat of higher consciousness in many mystical traditions, and by focusing your awareness there, you begin to activate this energy center. Visualize the light expanding and growing brighter with each breath, filling your entire being with clarity and insight. As you meditate, allow any thoughts or distractions to drift away. With time, you may begin to sense a subtle shift in your perception, an inner knowing, a quiet but profound awareness. This is the beginning of awakening the all-seeing eye within you. Trust in the process, knowing that your higher vision is beginning to unfold. Another powerful way to connect with the all-seeing eye is through journaling. After meditation or moments of reflection, write down any insights, images, or feelings that arise. Often, the mind may receive glimpses of deeper truths or hidden knowledge, but without the act of writing them down, these revelations can slip away unnoticed. Journaling helps you process and clarify these insights, and over time, you may begin to recognize patterns or recurring themes. These patterns are often symbolic and can offer guidance on your spiritual path. The more you engage with this practice, the clearer your perception becomes, as the all-seeing eye begins to open within you, guiding you toward greater understanding. For those seeking a more formal or structured practice, rituals can be an effective way to connect with the energy of the all-seeing eye. You might consider creating a sacred space where you can engage in rituals of illumination. This can include lighting candles or incense to purify the space, chanting or praying to invoke divine wisdom, or using symbols of the all-seeing eye, such as a small pyramid or an image of the eye itself, as focal points for meditation. One ritual you could try is to create a simple ceremony of vision each morning. Upon waking, take a few moments to sit in stillness and visualize the all-seeing eye opening before you. See it as a radiant light that reveals the truth of the day ahead, the lessons, the challenges, and the opportunities for growth. Ask the eye to guide your perception, to help you see beyond illusion, and to give you the wisdom to make choices in alignment with your highest truth. This ritual not only sets the tone for your day but also helps you cultivate a deeper awareness of the divine forces at play in your life. Over time, you'll find that this practice strengthens your ability to see more clearly in both the spiritual and physical realms. In addition to formal meditation or rituals, one of the most accessible ways to awaken the all-seeing eye is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, observing everything around you without judgment or attachment. This practice encourages you to look beyond the surface of things and begin to notice the subtle energies and connections that exist all around you. As you move through your day, try to cultivate a sense of mindful awareness. When interacting with others, see them not just as they appear on the outside, but as complex beings with their own stories, struggles, and wisdom. When observing nature, notice the subtle patterns, the interconnectedness of life, and the unseen forces that guide the flow of the world. As you deepen your mindfulness practice, you'll start to see the hidden dimensions of reality, the beauty, complexity, and interconnectedness of life that often goes unnoticed. One of the most challenging aspects of awakening the all-seeing eye is facing the shadow, the parts of ourselves and our lives that we may prefer to keep hidden. Just as the eye allows us to see the light, it also illuminates the darkness. As you open yourself to deeper vision, you may encounter truths about yourself that are uncomfortable, difficult, or painful to face. This is an essential part of the journey. The all-seeing eye is not just about gaining insight into the beautiful and harmonious parts of life. It is also about confronting the darkness and integrating the lessons that come from it. Trust that these moments of discomfort are opportunities for growth. By facing your shadows with courage and acceptance, you will strengthen your ability to see clearly and with wisdom, embracing both the light and the dark as essential aspects of the whole. As we conclude our journey into the depths of the all-seeing eye, it's clear that this symbol is far more than just a piece of ancient iconography or a secret emblem of the elite. It is an invitation to awaken, to expand our consciousness, and to peer into the hidden dimensions of reality. The all-seeing eye represents a call to rise above the illusions of the material world and awaken to a higher vision, one that connects us to the divine forces that govern all things. It challenges us to question our perceptions, to look beyond the surface, and to embrace the interconnectedness of all life. But perhaps the most profound realization is that the all-seeing eye is not something external to us. It is a symbol of the potential within each of us, the potential to awaken to our true nature, to perceive the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface of everyday life, and to access the wisdom and insight that reside in the very core of our being. When we awaken this vision, we are not just observers of the world, we become active participants in the unfolding of our own reality. We learn to see beyond the veil of illusion, recognizing that everything in the universe is connected by unseen threads. This vision transforms our understanding of ourselves, our relationships, and our place in the cosmos. It empowers us to make choices aligned with our highest truths, to step into our purpose, and to live with clarity, wisdom, and compassion. Yet, as we have discussed, this awakening is not without its challenges. The process of opening the all-seeing eye requires patience, self-reflection, and the courage to face uncomfortable truths. It is a path of continual growth and transformation, one that asks us to shed the illusions of the ego and embrace the mystery of life in all its complexity. But as we walk this path, we are guided by the light of higher wisdom, which illuminates our way and helps us navigate the shadows that we encounter. The all-seeing eye, therefore, is not just a symbol to admire from afar. It is a call to action, a call to awaken, to see with clarity, and to embrace the infinite wisdom that lies within us all. As we end, I leave you with this question: are you ready to open your eyes to the greater vision of the world around you? Are you ready to see beyond the illusion and into the heart of reality? The all-seeing eye is not simply an emblem to wear or a concept to study. It is a living practice, a transformative journey. And the first step is yours to take. If this exploration of the all-seeing eye has sparked something within you, I encourage you to begin your own practice of awakening. Dive deeper into the mysteries of your own consciousness, and allow the light of higher perception to guide you. The eye is always watching, waiting for you to see the world as it truly is. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this exploration valuable, I invite you to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps us continue uncovering the hidden wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. Until next time, may your vision be clear, your heart be open, and your path be illuminated by the light of the all-seeing eye.